Spain had declared Sunday's vote illegal, but that didn't deter large crowds from waving their flags and singing Catalan songs as they defied Madrid in a single act of self-determination. Sunday's referendum did see some anti-independence rallies, but these only translated into some 8% of votes. But it was the violent clashes between Spanish police and voters that shocked onlookers and commentators. Police could be seen smashing their way into polling stations to seize ballot boxes and papers. Citizens who were peacefully waiting to cast their vote were brutally battered by police using their batons. Some were dragged away by their hair while riot police fired rubber bullets into the crowd. Reports say over 800 were injured. Madrid's response was that the police's actions were proportionate, but witnesses and television images tell a different story.
There was this girl with an international observer card hanging around her neck, and I went up to them and I said, ¿Os dejaron de votar? And he said, ¿dejaron de votar? Dice, no han tratado peor que animales. Dice, todo lo único que queríamos hacer era votar y han entrado ahí dando palos. Delante de mí había una señora de unos 70 y pico de años, la empujaron al suelo, la medio pisotearon. Dice, ¿y todo por qué? Porque queríamos ejercer el derecho al voto. Es tan malo y tan criminal el querer poder votar en un referéndum. We got chatting on WhatsApp and she was telling me that what really was sad for her was that her husband, who was 53, had seen los grises belting or hitting his father when he was a child, and that now he had been through the same thing as a man of 53 by the Spanish police at the time.
While the Foreign Office response was somewhat muted, saying the referendum was a matter for the Spanish government, others were quick to condemn the violence, including Scottish leader Nicola Sturgeon and Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn. Meanwhile, the EU's Guy Verhofstadt called for a de-escalation, while Chief Minister Fabian Picardo said Gibraltar was very concerned by the violence. The Catalan leader has said his government will send the results of Sunday's referendum to the Catalan parliament over the next few days, so that it can act in accordance with the law of the referendum. But in Madrid, Spanish Premier Mariano Rajoy has called the referendum a mockery, refusing to even acknowledge its existence.
We are scared. We are really scared because we couldn't expect what happened yesterday. We couldn't expect it. It's quite serious what has happened. And a lot of injured people, innocent people, peaceful people that they only wanted to vote have suffered really big consequences. This is a fact that we cannot deny. So we don't really know how it's going to react, and I hope no violence is going to be against us. In my opinion, the problem, or one of the biggest problems, is the European Union. The European Union is not acting. The European Union should mediate in this conflict. We have two parties, and these parties cannot reach an agreement right now, and the European Union has a moral, if you want, a moral or a legal obligation of helping us. We are also citizens of the European Union. There are 7 million people here that are citizens of the European Union. And as I know, we deserve the same treatment that the rest of citizens of the European Union. And this is a quite serious thing. And this European Union sense of acting as nothing is happening, or is it only an internal problem? Turning their back to us, it's completely erroneous.
Rajoy has threatened legal action against Catalonia's leaders, but whether that will be enough to quash the brewing constitutional crisis in Spain remains to be seen.